being the number one on the 22 and under list for MLS, and wanting that kind of thing. Are you that type of person to want to be recognized in this way? I mean, obviously now it's also the youngest player of the year award, or young.
It's never a bad thing to get recognized like that. But honestly, I had no idea about the award until it was publicized. But yeah, I was happy.
When you say you didn't have any idea, did you know that it was an award even?
I knew it wasn't an award because I'd been on the list before.
Okay.
But you just forget those are the type of things you kind of forget about. You just focus on in the season, the games, and I was at national team, so I wasn't even paying attention that much to those type of awards. But I was very happy to get recognized, and hopefully a lot more Saunders Academy guys get to get on the list and get number one.
You were given a little bit of a respite. You didn't go to NYC. What did you do, and how did that refresh you for a big game?
Yeah, I just stepped away from the game a little bit, spent some time with my family and those closest to me. And yeah, just took like a mental break. Didn't play any soccer, didn't come into the facility at all. And that was good for me. I said it to the staff, sometimes when you're on the go all the time and you just kind of get into that flow state, you don't realize that you need a break until you actually get the break. And I thought it was good for me, and now I'm 100% going to the playoffs and ready to go.
I asked Brian this, and I said, what keeps you grounded? And he said, your family. Just how important obviously is, but have they been in just keeping you grounded and focused on, you just honing your craft?
Yeah, my family is the most important thing for me. That's what I do it for, and that's what motivated me when I left so young, was to come back home and have something to be proud of, something to show my work for, and that's what I keep doing it for. My family, and they keep me grounded because they tell me, my dad, my parents, they always tell me that I've accomplished a lot, but at the same time I have a long way to go, and it's not just about making it, but it's about making a long run in your career, and that's kind of what I live by.
Will they make a big deal about this when you tell them?
I don't think they even think they know.
Well, I mean, will you tell them though? Or
probably not.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, they always support me. They're always there at the game, so they know what I'm capable of, and they don't need me to receive an award like that to believe in me or to know that I'm the player that I am. And same thing with me. I believe in myself, and those awards are great, but I don't need them to know that I'm who I am.
Two strikers, one striker. Does it change anything for you in terms of if you deploy either one of those?
Well, obviously it's going to change. 2 9s in the box. We're going to have to get more crosses in. It is something we work on because we don't do it often, but against a back line of 5 and a team that defends so well, we're going to need more goal scorers on the field, and I think it's going to help us if we ever need it.
And the key for you all sometimes is to overload certain pockets, certain places in the field. What do you have to do to continue that against Minnesota?
No, I think for me, obviously keep evolving that part of my game, but just in training there was one play where I had this time and space to shoot and I didn't shoot, and I think that's where I need to get better at, and I think that's what's going to help us this game, that if we need to take shots outside the box to draw them out, because if they know we're never going to shoot from outside the box, they'll just sit in front, and if we keep going wide, it's going to be hard to break them down. But yeah, getting in those pockets and those soft spots and taking the right shots to force them to come out, and then we can exploit the space behind them.
Do you feel, or give credit to you and Christian, being able to stay healthy, be able to be in the lineup for the bulk of the season, to have all of the different changes and all the ins and outs around you, but still be successful? How much credit do you give to that, and even seeing JP and Danny fill in for you and still get a result?
No, I think we have a great training group in the midfield. You could put any 2 guys in there and they'll do a great job. And we saw that when me and Christian were gone. JP and Danny didn't miss a beat, and probably one of the best players on the field. So, I mean, having those guys around us to push us every training, we always know they're right there. And if we slip up or if we have a bad game, they're going to be right there. And I think that's kind of what kept us, me and Christian right now that are starting, so focused and so locked in that, we have great. Even Snyder has just come up and he's doing well. So we know that there's quality, and if we slip up, like you said, JP and Danny, Snyder, whoever is gonna do a good job.
What have JP and Christian, just as older veteran players, what have they helped you with or taught you?
I mean, JP, when I first started playing, I think what I tried to learn off of him was his composure on the field. He just, I don't know, the game seems slow to him, and I try to learn. And then when I was injured, I was coming back with him as well, and I try to learn how he passes the ball and how his touches are always so clean. Obviously, when I first came up, I was still technically not as good as most of the players on the team, and so I try to learn that part of the game from him. And then from Christian, it's just the mentality, the guy that he is in the locker room, the leader that he is, the captain. So there's always something to learn from my teammates, and I try to absorb as much as I can.
There's a lot of season left. I don't want to have you look back, but given all the games you've played, the teams you've played, is the business side of this sunk in at all, or was this, you know what I mean?
What do you mean business side?
Well, I mean, you're out there, you're playing, right? And you just play soccer and that's what you love. But there's a whole aspect of the business side of professional sports, whether transfers or the teams you play. Does that make sense? You haven't reflected on it. That's fine. You know what I mean? You're concentrating on the field.
Yeah, I'm just playing, and that stuff I can't control.
Yep.
So I don't put too much thought into it, but it is definitely interesting, and it's part of the game. There's no ignoring it. But like I said, it all starts on the field, and that's what I try to focus on.
Obed, fuiste nombrado finalista como jugador juvenil del año en MLS. ¿Qué significa para ti estar como parte de ese grupo de jugadores con Alex Freeman y un jugador como Luna?
Sí, son grandes jugadores. Freeman y Luna creo que han tenido una temporada increíble, y para mí es un orgullo estar allí. Es algo que, como lo dije, no siempre está en mi mente, pero es bonito que te reconozcan de esa manera, y ojalá se pueda dar que gane el mejor. Para mí Luna ha tenido una gran temporada, y lo mismo con Alex Freeman.
Obviamente has estado jugando en mundiales, mundial de clubes. ¿Dirías que este es el año de tu carrera con la máxima cantidad de, no sé, objetivos logrados, o cómo lo describirías?
El año con más partidos, creo. Otro año que pude ganar un trofeo, algo para el club. Ojalá también podamos ganar la MLS Cup. Para mí me quedo no satisfecho, creo que todavía puedo dar más, y es lo que me motiva para seguir entrenando, seguir dando lo mejor de mí, y creo que el próximo año va a ser mejor.
Se viene Minnesota, un equipo que no han derrotado este año, pero que es distinto hoy en día al que era antes. ¿Qué es lo que crees que tiene que hacer Seattle para sacar esta serie y pasar la postemporada, esta ronda de postemporada?
Bueno, número uno, creo que va a ser defensivamente estar sólidos. Creo que es algo que siempre nos ha caracterizado, y un orgullo del equipo, porque sabemos que a lo mejor Minnesota mucha gente piensa que se echa para atrás y defiende, pero tienen jugadores con mucha calidad, como es Pereira, los mediocampistas, Rosales, puedo nombrar medio equipo, pero vamos a tener que ser defensivamente sólidos, y luego los playoffs son partidos de momentos, de detalles. Una jugada puede definir toda la serie, entonces sabemos que cada jugada vamos a tener que dar el 100, y cuando tengamos nuestras oportunidades hay que meter el gol, porque, como dije, una jugada puede cambiar toda la serie.
Cuando se trata de romper un equipo que está bueno defensivamente, ¿qué tan clave es que tú te incorpores y seas más agresivo, incorporándote al ataque a ese último tercio?
Sí, es muy importante intentar sacar a sus defensas que salgan un poco de su zona de confort, como lo tienen. Como dije en inglés, saben tirar desde afuera del área, para que sepan que tengan que salir a bloquear los tiros y después dejar espacio atrás. Entonces también hay que hacer muchas corridas atrás de los defensas, jugadores van a tener que sacrificar un poco eso. A lo mejor siempre queremos el balón a los pies o queramos tocarla, pero vamos a tener que correr detrás para mover su línea, para interrumpir el orden que tienen y tomar nuestra oportunidad. A lo mejor es una en todo el partido y hay que meterla.
Y la última pregunta, tú y yo hemos hablado en el pasado al respecto de mantener el ruido lejos de lo que tú haces en el campo, pero cuando empiezas a escuchar el hecho de que hay reportes de que tú has hablado con otros equipos, de que hay un acuerdo con Lisboa o que el Chelsea te quiere, ¿te molesta o cómo manejas ese ruido, esas noticias, esos rumores?
Me da un poco de risa, la verdad, porque ni yo sé de esas cosas, entonces se me hace chistoso un poco. A lo mejor tiene un poco de verdad, no te sé decir la verdad, soy muy enfocado acá y al final de la temporada veremos qué pasa y qué es lo verdad y lo mentira.
Gracias.